first trips to Huntington Beach to visit John Lucero, Black Label days. Maybe the first time I went to the warehouse, he was there or showed up. Like, we knew of each other. Obviously, I knew of him from the magazines and stuff, but that was the first time meeting, was going to visit John, going to the warehouse, and then him just showing up. My whole professional skate, if you want to call it, career, whatever, life started with Black Label, with John Lucero, with Jason Dill, but yeah, my whole career started, and Jason was there along with it. Being introduced into the whole World Industries atmosphere, as far as the World Park, going to World Industries itself. I remember the first time me and Jason were there when we got on 101, and we were in the back packing a box, and like Rick Howard walks in and he's packing a box, and to me the Rick looked like he was 8 feet tall and fucking, you know, just like a superstar, you know what I mean? We're like, fuck, it's Rick, man. And it was things like that that I remember. And then going into the office area and just seeing, you know, they had this crazy like chicken coop style office zone. It was pretty insane, actually. And like Rodney had his little office, and just seeing guys that like you knew from videos that were just like, you know, already legendary skateboarders, you know, back then, and they were still only like in their 20s, you know what I mean? It was kind of like, to me, there was more like of a progressive vibe in skateboarding, and then the East Coast went like kind of the opposite direction. But when I first went out there was no, I don't know if I can compare it. I mean, it was the same love, the same vibe, the same passion for it. You know, it was just on a different coast and with a lot more of it going on. When those guys started Growing Chocolate, that's when I just got on 101. And towards the end, before I left 101, after I think Jason got kicked off, and then Otis left, and then it was easy. But before that, I'd been told by Keenan, who'd left Blind and went on Chocolate, many times, like, these guys are down for you to come on. And, you know, I can't even remember how he would approach me about it, but I always knew I wanted to be on Chocolate Old Girl or whatever, just because those were the only guys that moved me in skateboarding ever since I'd seen them for the first time in videos. So, you know, they were always doing the shit that I like to see on a skateboard. It wasn't that much different. It was because we all skated anyway at the same spots. Everyone met up at the same places, and it was the same thing. It was just now I'm on Chocolate, and I became a little bit more friendly, or I got to know the guys a little bit better. And then of course, when we did the videos, the skit stuff, Spike, and all that stuff started coming around and happening. It was a whole new world for me, being behind a movie camera with a crew and with a person that's making movies, and it was a whole different, you know, experience, which was cool. A little nerve-wracking for a while, like at first, but and uncomfortable, but still interesting, and you know, it was an interesting time. It was cool, yeah. I just feel, I think, a little less pressure as far as like questioning my worth with the company, and I don't know if I should have ever even felt like that with Chocolate or not, but it's just a different feeling. Like, I just don't care as much anymore about all that shit. I just do what I do. I skate when I skate, and that's it. And like with Chocolate, I felt more like, you know, it's a different vibe. Those guys are always looking for the most elite skaters, and fucking, you know, and as you get older, the more elite skaters that come on, the more you feel like you're kind of getting pushed to the side, which is normal, which is the way it goes. But with FA, it's more just about, at least for me, and what it seemed like, the vibe with the young guys, from what I've seen, it's just about doing you, and like, regardless of what you're doing on the board, if it looks good, it looks good, and you know, I'm glad that you know, that concept got bled back into my brain, instead of constantly thinking about like, I'm the fucking 40-year-old on the team, and you know, they're still giving me a board, why, or whatever, you know what I mean? That's just kind of how I felt with them, and no hard feelings or anything, but it's just the way it felt, and I don't feel that shit anymore with FA. My feeling being on FA now is more just, I'm not really even concerned about age and what my status is on the team, and you know, and not to mention, you know, after Pretty Sweet came out, that's when I was kind of like, I understood the standard of the footage that a person had that was going to get put in the video, this and that, but like, I don't even get that feeling at all when it comes to FA. It's like anything goes, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be like, if I filmed something and I thought it was cool and I threw the footage over to whoever at FA for like whatever's coming up, if it's a promo or this or that, I would never be thinking twice that they're going to use it or not, you know. But with you know, in the other situation, it was kind of like, it got to the point where, wow, you know, being dictated what shit's going to be put in the video, you know what I mean? So it's different. I'm not gonna say turned down, but like the quality of the footage sucked too compared to what those guys were filming, which I didn't really realize until I seen the actual video, because I was so out of touch with what those guys were doing. They were going on all these film trips and shit, and I was nowhere to be found, like skating with them. I was doing my own thing. But then once I seen their shit, I understood why, you know, like whether it's tricks or whether it's the actual cameras they're filming with or whatever. It was just a whole different, we were just on two different pages. But like I said, that's the most comfortable thing about FA now, is just knowing that like whatever I think is good and whatever feels good to me, if I want to throw it out, like they're going to be psyched and be down, just like I would see anything of them. If I saw anything of Jason or Anthony, like, you know. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could. Just to throw one out, I'd have to say the Protect Your Neck, like off the first single. I mean, that's what set it all off, you know. So I'll have to go with that. But other than that, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Use chapstick, dude. You thought I was joking.
Riding away like, woo, like, screaming, what is wrong with me? Like, I'm freaking out.
Some of my best friends I peed on. Maybe all of them.